Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Heroic Siege of Ironforge is coming tomorrow, so remember to use some of your weakest leaders in the normal section because those leaders then will be locked out so that you will have all the good stuff left for the heroic ones. We don't know yet what comps will work in heroic. But on that topic I have prepared this preview of what to expect from Heroic Siege of Ironforge. I have datamined all the bosses. There could still be another patch coming, so something could still change. And some of those things are really hard to interpret from the files as well, so there might be some mistakes and omissions too. But some kind of idea about Heroic Siege of Ironforge. Let's take a look at all three encounters. I'll be focusing on how these encounters differ from the normal version. So first we have Thief Catchers. And Thief Catchers, you know the Thief Catchers will summon some Griffin Riders. And when they summon Griffin Riders, they are also going to summon 4 Prowlers. And these are not regular Prowlers, these are resistant, armored, stealth, plus 20% health, plus 20% movement speed Prowlers. Then other changes, footmen now have the last stand talent. They used to have fortification, but there was no healing, so actually those footmen were weaker than regular footmen, and now they're a little bit stronger. Then Thunderbrew and Far Mountain, so all of these have names. Thunderbrew and Far Mountain are the smaller Thief Catchers. Thunderbrew is the one on the right, Far Mountain the one on the left. They have plus 25% health and damage compared to normal. And then they will also Bloodlust and Taunt when you approach a mine or a chest. I wasn't really able to get to the bottom of how that mechanic works, but basically whenever you approach a gold mine, whenever you approach a chest and something's going on like, hey, there's a thief and some stuff like this will happen. Then if you kill Thunderbrew, all enemy minis become immune to poison for the rest of the game. And if you kill Far Mountain, all enemy minis are going to have stealth with no movement speed penalty for the rest of the game. And that's not all, because then there's Shadow Delve, the main Thief Catcher. Health has been increased from 12,000 to 15,000. AoE damage has been increased from 230 to 255. Dagger damage has been increased from 240 to 300. And Dagger is also going to apply a stack of poison to the target and up to 5 other minis in a radius of 6. When Shadow Delve calls traps, the trap damage is increased from 300 to 375, so a plus 2 priestess will be one-shot by a trap. As phase 2 begins, there's going to be plus 0.1 gold per second for the boss, and the boss will also call guards. That's the Defias Bandits wave, if you remember. And then at the start of P3, another plus 0.1 gold per second, plus 25% movement speed, will call traps like in normal, and will also call guards again. So in normal, guards are only called at the start of phase 2, but here guards are going to be called at the start of phase 2 and phase 3. And there's also going to be quite a lot of guards. Because in addition to 20-something Defias Bandits, there's also going to be Maiev coming. Maiev will have the Shadow Step talent, armored, resistant, and plus 20% to attack speed, movement speed, damage, and health. And that's not all, because there's also going to be 12 Goblin Sappers coming, with armored, resistant, plus 20% movement speed, and stealth. Yeah, try to survive all of that. It looks like there's going to be a lot of stuff coming. So initially I think I'm probably trying to push to the right, give them the poison immunity, but not give everybody stealth, perhaps. Maybe Dire Battlings will be useful in this one, so that you will have some... There are 2 detect minis in the game, Dire Battlings and Fairy Dragon. Those are the only ones that can see true stealth. They don't give vision true stealth to your other minis. Only they can attack the minis in stealth. But if you want to get rid of those Goblin Sappers, then either spells or Battlings or something is needed. But at the start of P3, then the Sappers are coming together with all of the traps, so yeah, that's going to be heroic. Then on to fight number 2, High Tinker Mecha Talk. In Mecha Talk, some of the bombs have gained some buffs. So the baby bombs, which is the most common type of bomb that's summoned by Mecha Talk, proc radius has been increased from 2 to 4. So when baby bomb reaches range of 4 from a building or from one of your ground minis, then it's going to explode. And the explosion radius has been increased from 3 to 6, so the explosion radius is a little bit bigger. And then the big bombs have gained plus 25% health. They have gained Unstoppable, so you can't do much about it other than kill them. And if they do manage to explode, the explosion damage is no longer 700, it's 3000. Yeah, so you probably really want to proc these bombs somehow, with something else than your base. Because if your base is going to take a big bomb, then that base is going to be very dead. Other than that, I think Mechatalk has also gained a health increase. So there's a health increase in the files from 8,100 to 13,000. And then there's another health increase, plus 25%. So I think Mechatalk's overall health is 16,250. Also plus 25% more damage. And I think Mechaton gains a 12-second, 99% damage shield at every phase transition. That's up from 9 seconds that it has in normal. So these damage shields last a long time. However, there are only 4 phases instead of 5. There's 5 phases in normal, only 4 phases in heroic. During phase 3, not at the start of phase 3, but during phase 3, a Meeting Stone Destroyer bomb is going to spawn. It's going to blow out Meeting Stone and any of your nearby minis. I'm not quite certain how it works. It looks to me like that has a damage shield, so maybe you can't prevent it, but I'm not completely certain. But anyway, expect the Meeting Stone to be blown up. And in phase 4, there's going to be plus 0.05 gold per second. Also in phase 4, the trams will start appearing on regular basis. Trams with flying bombs will arrive every 20 seconds. And finally there is King Magni Bronzebeard, plus 30% more damage and plus 75% more health. So Magni's health is increased from 13,000 to 22,750. So Magni has more health than Onyxia. Well, although of course, obviously you can face Magni at plus 2 levels. If you face Magni at plus 2 levels and if you face Onyxia at 30, then the health would be roughly similar. So obviously you often fight Onyxia underleveled, which means that effectively Onyxia is still ahead thanks to scaling. Anyway, Magni's deck has been touched, Pyromancer and Warlock Tidehunters have been removed, and instead there has been additions of Firehammer with the Molting Metal talent and Safe Pilot with the Gnomish Cloaking device. There are also some of the gold mines in the map have been changed into gem mines, and gem mines start with 3 initial gold, and gold respawns in gem mines in 10 seconds. And Magni still gets some of those free Dark Iron miners too, so yeah, gold control could be crucial. There are also some buffs to Magni's minis, the Magni bears that Magni summons at phase change. Health has been increased from 2200 to 2750, claw damage has been increased from 110 to 165, and they now have the taunt ability. Magni guards, the dwarves, the mountaineer dwarves, now have 336 health instead of 280, and range of 10.2 instead of 8.5, so they're going to outrange quite a few things. And then the real killer, the Firelord, the special fire elemental in the center of the map that walks around the chest. There have been some adjustments to the route, but I couldn't quite figure out what they do, so I don't know, maybe it's meaningless, but we'll see. But it has been given plus 220% damage. Yes, there's a damage modifier for plus 220%. I mean, I did the math for the actual numbers myself. From 250 damage to 800 damage, and it is a 14 range area of effect damage attack. What's going to live through that? I don't know. It also has plus 550 health, so from 1900 to 2450. And if that was not enough, Magni also has gained a new timed spawn with Mountaineers. Mountaineers are going to be spawning on the left side and on the right side, and there's going to be both the bear and the dwarf. They will have Medpet's talent. First pair appears after 10 seconds, and then every 30 seconds there's going to be more Mountaineers. So 10 gold of stuff every 30 seconds, that's as much gold as you're getting, by the way. So yeah, there's going to be some work to be done to push through Magni's defenses. Well, this was all Datamined. I datamined all of this stuff myself, so there can be errors, there can be omissions, there can still be another patch before the heroic Ironforge arrives, so something can change. But at least if you want to start thinking about how to overcome heroic Ironforge, you want to get ready, you want to prepare the best you can. If you're that sort of player that likes to think about these things already in advance, then this might help you a little bit with preparations. And tomorrow, let's see if we can kill these bosses. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.